Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So now we are going to study about one of the measure of central tendency, which is mean. As you can see, mean is of three types, right? But some of my curious students might be having this doubt that why does it have three types? Why not four? Why not two? And why not only one? Why just having this hectic of studying three types at the same time? So I just hope at the end of this topic you will get this clear that how these mean is divided into three types and what's the significance of each mean, and you will get to know sooner that each mean has their perks in it, and that's why it's there. So let's just stick to this video. So among the three mean, arithmetic mean is the most easiest one, and I guess my students will love it. As you can see, arithmetic mean is just the summation, and as you can say, it's the average that you have to find out. But as you have been given a data and you have to find out the average, it varies from data to data that which method you are going to use for finding out the arithmetic mean. In the first method, as you can see, when you just have to calculate normal average, like let's just suppose your 5 friends have got marks in mathematics and statistics, and these are the marks out of 100, and when you have to find out the average, you will get 74, which is the average of the marks of your 5 friends, right? So arithmetic mean will help us to find effortlessly the significance of the whole, right? And when you have been given frequency distribution, this is the method which you will use in order to find out the average. Okay, so you might be getting confused with the summation sign, so I'm going to get this cleared once again. So as you can see, x1, x2 and xn, as it's not possible to write each and every variable, right? So these are the variables that we have assumed, and in order to find out the x bar, we have to divide by the number of, or the total number of observations, and in the numerator you have to add every observation. This is the more difficult version, but as I have explained the easier one, so it might be convenient for you to understand the mathematical version as well. So as you can see, I have used summation sign. This is called sigma. In Greek letter we called it sigma in order to denote the sum of the values, and this is I is equals to 1 to n. I is running from 1 to n. What does that even mean? As you can see, xi, here you can see in place of I we can see 1, 2 and till n, right? I is running from 1 to n, that's why it's denoted as I is equals to 1 to n. In the frequency distribution part, you have to use this particular formula in order to find out the arithmetic mean. And again, this summation has used because of the sum. We are summing the whole product of frequency and the classes. Now the classes in this kind of data where this x is given and f is given, you have to find out the product of each, and you have to multiply each frequency with their respective classes so that you can find out the whole sum and then divide it by the total sum of the frequency, which you can represent with n, right? So here is the thing, I is running from 1 to n, right? Because these are the n number of variables, but here, sorry, I'm really sorry, this must be 7, okay, as the number of variables are 7, right? Yeah, there I have placed I is equals to 7, I is equals to 1 to 7, and n is 73, and this product the sum of the product of f into x is 299 and you will get the value 4.09. What do we do in case of grouped or continuous frequency distribution? So my dear friends or my students, here is the solution. You just have to find out the mid value, and the mid value is x here. So I have given you the method of finding out the mid value, which is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. In the first class, lower limit is 0 and the upper limit is 10 divided by 2, which is 5. In the second class, 10 plus 20 divided by 2 is 15, and in this way you can find out the remaining mid values. And the whole process is thus just the same. You just have to multiply frequency with the mid value and find out the sum total of all the products and divide it by the sum of all the frequencies. Here the total frequency is obviously n, which is 100, and x bar is 28. Why step deviation method? Actually, my students, you can see many statisticians do experiments and studies, and it has been found that whenever the value of frequency and x are very large, then the above two methods which I have shown becomes very time consuming and tedious for the calculators. So then only we will use this step deviation method, right? So as you can see, we have denoted D. D is the deviation. Deviation means the difference with the variables x and the a. A is any arbitrary value which you can take from x. And in the upcoming video, we will definitely show you with an example that how this justifies the whole proof. Okay. So in the second step, we have multiplied with the deviation, and the multiplication is quite simple. And then in the third step, we have taken the summation where I is running from 1 to n. Okay. And then this whole process is quite simple. We have done the summation, and as you can see, a is the constant. That's why we haven't taken summation of a. Okay. This sum of whole frequency is n, which I have stated earlier. And as we have divided whole thing by n, this is the last step, this is the right hand side, and this is the left hand side. This is just my way of showing you the steps, okay? Don't get confused. We have divided the whole thing by n, and when we divide this is the arithmetic mean, as I stated earlier. X bar, this is the x bar, is equals to, we have taken this a on the other side, and this way we get the value which we just have to put in our example or in any exercise that you have been given in the exam. So as you can see, the above method is for those which doesn't have class intervals, but in case of class intervals, which is there in the continuous frequency distribution, you use this value. And how does you get this formula? This is the homework of yours. Comment down below, how do we get this particular formula, okay? Where h is the width of the class, and I have stated the method of finding out the width of the class in the previous videos, which you can see from the I button. And in this way you can calculate the second formula for step deviation method in case of continuous frequency distribution. This is the example of step deviation method. As you can see, whenever we have a grouped or continuous frequency distribution, we have to calculate the mid value, which is the value of x. You have to multiply not this x, you have to multiply with this d, which is the deviation, and then you have to put the values of arbitrary. Here arbitrary a point is 28, which we have taken from the mid values the mid value. You can take 20, 28, but it's preferable to take the mid value as it gets easier to find out these values. Okay, so these are the values which you will get after putting each and every value. Here in the first section, in the first class, x1 is 4 by h is what? The width of the class, which is 8. Put all these values and you will get the value of d. Multiply it with each and every frequency, you will get this fi and di, and sum all these. Here this 77 is the summation of the frequency. Put these values and you will get the value of x bar. See, it's so simple. I just hope you loved my video. Comment down below your thoughts and your opinions regarding this my new way of teaching you in English. Whenever you feel uncomfortable with this new language, just comment down below whether you wanted it in Hindi or not. Okay, thank you so much. I'm signing off now. Bye bye.